Okay, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this second episode in the series around the crypto that is Hati and the non-dev Freyashi. So if you haven't had the opportunity to watch the first episode, please do so, because the first episode is really a reading of this article. But if you feel like you've got a good handle on what's involved in the Medium article Ragnarök, Looms, Sköll and Hati, this is the place where we're going to dig in a little bit deeper and try and pull together some of the clues and perspectives we've been given to kind of paint the picture of where Freyashi is coming from and where she's looking to go to with Hati, and trying to pull some of those clues into a story. So this is my thoughts of after watching Hati develop over recent weeks, being in the Telegram group and listening to a number of the other community members. So not responsible, do your own research, but this is my thoughts and my views. So Freyashi, we only know from Medium articles at this point, and I think the first line in the article is all around driving credibility. So she's been successful in some of crypto's most successful meme coins, but that isn't enough really for anyone to kind of part with their hard-earned cash. We've all been promised things in the past that haven't come to fruition. So kind of I think this is the start of us building a picture of who Freyashi is. And over recent weeks, what we've been able to do is we've understood that the deployer wallet for Hati came from a 5-year-old wallet. So it's come from someone who has been around in the crypto space for a long period of time. We also know and have seen in some of the contracts and development work that's taken place, and we'll talk about some of that in follow-up articles and episodes, that we are dealing with someone who has a level of expertise in developing in crypto that we don't see very often, and we also know that the liquidity lock was burnt, and 250k was burnt. So we're also dealing with a dev or team who has the funds to be able to burn liquidity, and isn't necessarily in it for the money. So all signs point to Freyashi being someone who has been part of some of crypto's most successful meme coins, not just by this line, but if you look at some of the other clues we've seen as well. She then goes on to talk about the commonality between every story that lives, survives, and comes to fruition. It's all about having that invested community. So Hati is about having that strong community, and I think we have got that. If you look at the Telegram group now, you can see that starting to mature and starting to become a force to be reckoned with. And that working together, getting a collective aligned is really powerful. But what really interested me is, I think that's kind of understood. People look at Shiba, they look at Floki, they look at these cool coins, and it's really easy to see that community can drive anything essentially. But when she starts to talk here around stories, are perhaps even more so, and this fusing of that community against that narrative, that mythology, that like a new meta. Is what Freyashi is looking to build, and aligning it with Norse mythology, where essentially that was used to create societal guardrails. It's how you understood the human experience or our origins and where we came from, the origins of the cosmos that she mentions there. And so what she's essentially doing, I think, is saying, yes, we've got the community, but we're positioning it against a chronicle stories that actually create a world which in itself is attractive and aligns people and understand who they are and their role and what they play within that world. So very clever to build those two things as one. And you know, the story she's lined that up with is the Sköll and Hati story, and then the ability to bring about Ragnarök. And she very quickly gets into quite aggressive language here around how Hati is going to tackle crypto and what she sees as something that, you know, has gone distinctly wrong with the crypto space as we currently know it. So she says it's high time crypto had its Ragnarök. You know, and this is the reasons why is because the DeFi space, the crypto space, isn't what I think Freyashi, the team, you know, what they envisaged and what they visualized, or their vision for crypto hasn't materialized, and actually it's become a bit of a, you know, a bit of a horrible space. You know, it's about fleeting trends. You know, this goes up, this goes down. No real utility, no real use. Developers exploiting. So people exploiting other people, exploiting loyalty, exploiting people's hard work, you know, breaking promises, promising the world 1000x, 100x, and then all about the individual and their self-interest, not about the cause, you know, of what she says here of true decentralization. So with Hati, she's looking to build a hero, right? A hero, and that hero is going to be a force to rival and rally a community under the principle of true decentralization. She says something interesting here. As a son of Fenrir, Sköll will join him at Ragnarök and devour all. So, alongside Hati, there will be Sköll. Now, is that a sign? Something is that a link? Something? I'm not sure at this point in time. But here, I think what she's saying is that it's unsavory, right? The approach isn't necessarily the approach that we would like to take, but it's the approach we've got to take in order to win. The reality of the world is unforgiving, right? If we go out and have this cause and want to drive decentralization, you know, we're entering a world that isn't very nice, you know, that is unforgiving and unrelenting. So we need to be as strong as that, you know, and that's quite clear throughout this article that she believes that. You know, and it's about us working together to watch Hati grow, turning from a pup to a beast, and then bringing that whole community along with it. And it's really important that Hati is neutral, cannot be bribed or swayed. You know, I think that's a link back to the concept of decentralization, the concept of DAOs, the concept of renouncing contracts and those sorts of things. It's about having a singular purpose. You know, it's not about investing in marketing, shilling. It's not about investing in influencers. You know, it's about integrity and honor. We're lining up our guardrails, our values are linked and back to Viking culture, and that's what being in Hati is all about. And if we respect Hati for what it is, and we build out that community, you know, you'll be fed new buyers, and we'll be rewarded. And she talks about every new exchange Hati is listed on is new hunting ground. You know, it's about us being able to take market share. It's about us being able to take value from other tokens. You know, not you know, again, that's quite unsavory wording, but it's quite clear what she's pointing at. And that is, it's no secret that crypto has always been a zero-sum game, and that's something that I reflected on for quite a long time. You know, that you win or you lose in crypto. You know, there's no middle ground. You have to have that aggressive posture, that aggressive stance in order to win. You know, and Hati will pillage and raid any and all coins in its path, as is the Viking way. It's not going to be, you know, an environment where it's nicely. We're out to redefine crypto, redefine for true decentralization. So although the aspiration's the correct aspiration, you know, the way that we have to conduct ourselves to do this has to be quite aggressive. You don't get what you deserve in life, you get what you take. It's not about working hard, it's about taking what you need in order for your ideology, your reality, your vision to come to life. And there are few opportunities to become part of great movements. You know, this is a movement. You know, I was thinking for the word earlier for it. Is it crypto? Is it infrastructure? What is it? And I guess that's what it is. Freyashi is telling us there. This is a movement. This isn't just about a coin. And I think she really opens up here around the challenge. An uncertain future, a desire to feel safe is seen the ceiling of so much decentralised authority and government. The fact that we need to be wrapped in cotton wool, the fact that we're not self-deterministic, means that we lose a lot of power, because through feeling safe, we are wrapped in a blanket, but that also takes away our freedom and our self determination. It takes away our ability to drive ourselves in the way that we want to, because we are controlled by these centralised authorities. That prescribed railroad. So you get guardrails in your life. You must do this. You must sign up to this. You must abide by this, and that you take that by rote because that makes you feel safe and secure. But is that really the right way? And actually, true decentralisation is about operating in a different way, where you are able to determine your own future. You have the freedom to determine your own future, and you have the freedom to fail, and you have the freedom to succeed. And with Freyashi, we found a way to beat the game. We don't need to play the centralised game anymore longer, and it empowers us and it terrifies them. And then she talks about embracing the uncertainty and becoming stronger. Do not outsource your resilience and fortitude. And this is why I think Hati's been released in the way it has, because it is uncertain. There is no certainties around this. And in order to have faith, you have to have faith in the ideology that Freyashi is pushing forwards. And you don't have everything painted in front of you and given to you, because that's not what she wants. She wants people that are in it for the long term and in it for the belief around what's being created, rather than in it for a piece of paper that says you're going to get 100x from this project. And through demonstrating the ability to take yourself out of that environment where you need certainty and you need to be wrapped in cotton wool, actually, you're able to improve and increase your resilience and your fortitude. So Hati, people that are in Hati, they embody that notion. They understand that uncertainty. They have that resilience, and they're unapologetically vanquishing their obstacles. And something that we see quite a lot is this reference to the world is full of sheep. Do not apologise for being a wolf. The ideology is the right ideology, and the only way we're going to get that in this world is by being wolves. And then she talks around the sacrifice, which we'll talk about more in the next article. So hopefully that goes a little way to understanding my thinking behind where Freyashi is coming from. As I say, this is my favourite article in the series. Her the way that she articulates things, the way that she's wrapped it around a story to enable people to understand the direction and the meta of what we're talking about with Hati is really, really powerful and really, really clever. And then looking at some of the things that she's actually done over the last few weeks, we know that she knows her stuff. So join me again, and I'll do the reading for the next article, and we'll dig into that in some detail. Till Valhalla.